Listen closely, because the landscape in Charlotte has shifted violently overnight. We are witnessing a total transformation that will define the future of our team. The front office is not sitting on their hands. They are aggressively hunting for championships, and the ripples of these decisions are being felt throughout the entire league. You want the truth? You want the unfiltered reality of how this changes our outlook for the season? You are in the right place. Before we dive into this absolute bombshell, help us get to 1,000 subscribers. Join the family now.
Stop what you are doing right now, because the news hitting my desk is nothing short of earth-shattering for our team. We have just confirmed that the Carolina Panthers have officially agreed to terms with Jaelan Phillips. Let me be crystal clear about the magnitude of this transaction. This is not just some mid-level depth signing that you see in the middle of a Tuesday. This is a statement of intent. Jaelan Phillips is an absolute force of nature on the edge. He is a disruptor. He is a guy who keeps offensive coordinators awake at night, staring at the ceiling and wondering how they are going to stop him from destroying their backfield. When you look at what Jaelan Phillips brings to the table, you are looking at raw, unadulterated power combined with a technical refinement that is rare in this league. I have been covering this sport for a long time, and I am telling you that moves like this are how you shift the momentum of a franchise. The sheer athletic profile of Jaelan Phillips is something that scouts drool over, and now he is wearing our colors. Think about the implications. You have a pass rusher who can collapse the pocket in 2 seconds flat. That changes everything for the secondary. That changes everything for the linebackers behind him. This is exactly the kind of move that championship-caliber teams make when they realize they have a window of opportunity that is wide open. Do not get it twisted. This is a massive win for the front office. They identified a need, they hunted down the best available talent, and they closed the deal with surgical precision. But here's the burning question that every single one of you should be asking yourselves right now. How does the rest of the defensive roster react to this seismic shift? We know that adding a player of this caliber forces a complete reorganization of priorities and roles. It is not just about him arriving, it's about who he is pushing aside and who he is elevating. The arrival of Jaelan Phillips is the first domino to fall in a sequence that is going to redefine our defensive identity for the next several years. You have the pass rush anchor, but what about the middle of the field? How do the other pieces on this defense fit into the puzzle now that the dynamic has fundamentally changed? If you think this is the end of the conversation, you are dead wrong, because the ripple effects are already being felt in the locker room, and the front office is not finished yet. We need to talk about the depth chart and the guys who are holding down the middle, because the arrival of this superstar changes the tactical landscape for everyone else. Are you ready to see how the puzzle pieces are being rearranged?
If you want to keep getting exclusive insights like this, subscribe now and hit that notification bell. We are tracking every single move this team makes, and you do not want to be left behind when the next bomb drops. Now that we have established the arrival of a game-changing edge rusher, we have to look at the tactical reality. The defensive depth chart for the Carolina Panthers is undergoing a total, complete, and utter facelift. We are talking about a new era, and at the heart of this structural shift is Devin Lloyd. Make no mistake, the integration of high-level talent requires a delicate balance. When you bring in a player like the one we just discussed, the entire ecosystem of the defense must adapt. Devin Lloyd is now at a crossroads where his role is going to be scrutinized under a microscope. This is not just about filling positions. This is about optimizing the speed and the intelligence of the unit. The coaches are looking at the personnel and realizing that they finally have the pieces to execute a much more aggressive, blitz-heavy scheme. Devin Lloyd has the range and the instincts to thrive in this new environment, but he is going to have to prove that he can be the cerebral leader in the middle while the edge rushers create chaos on the outside. Look, I love what I am seeing. The fluidity of this roster is increasing. You have Devin Lloyd roaming sideline to sideline, and now you have the pressure coming off the edge that we have lacked for far too long. It is the perfect marriage of size, speed, and aggression. But let me tell you, the pressure is on. When you commit this much capital and this much expectation to a unit, there is absolutely no margin for error. The coaching staff is making it clear that they are building a defense designed to hunt. They are not waiting for the offense to make a mistake. They are going out there to force the issue. And let me tell you, watching the way they are rotating these guys is going to be a masterclass in modern defensive football. Devin Lloyd is the glue, the pivot point upon which this entire defense swings. If he performs at the level we know he is capable of, this unit is going to be top 5 in the league. If he falters, the whole thing could become a house of cards. It is an intense, high-stakes situation that demands perfection from every single player on that field.
But the story does not stop here. We have to address the financial reality of these moves. We have to look at the massive investment that was just made to secure this level of talent. It is one thing to acquire the player, but it is another thing entirely to commit the kind of money that makes a franchise hold its breath. Are you prepared to hear the numbers behind the commitment that has sent shockwaves through the entire NFL front office community?
This is the moment where the rubber meets the road. We are talking about a 4-year, $120 million commitment to Jalen Phillips. Let that sink in for a moment. $120 million. This is not just a contract. This is a signal to the entire league that the Carolina Panthers are done playing around. We are officially in the business of winning, and we are paying the premium price to ensure that we have the elite talent required to dominate the trenches. When you look at the total value of this deal, you have to look at the expectations that come with it. You are not paying that kind of money for a guy to just show up and be average. You are paying for a game wrecker. You are paying for a guy who is going to be the face of the defense. From a financial standpoint, this is a massive gamble, but it is a necessary one. If you want to compete with the heavy hitters in this league, you have to be willing to take these big swings. Jalen Phillips is now among the highest paid defensive players in the NFL, and he carries the weight of that salary on his shoulders every single Sunday. It is a lot of pressure, but this is exactly the kind of environment where the greats are made. I have seen guys crumble under this weight, and I have seen guys rise to become legends. Jalen Phillips has the physical tools to be in that second category. He is relentless. He has the motor that does not stop. But beyond the stats, this contract tells me something else. It tells me that the ownership is fully committed to giving the coaches everything they need to succeed. There are no more excuses. The talent is in the building. The resources have been deployed. Now it is all about execution. If you look at the landscape of the division, you see teams trying to build through the draft, trying to find bargains, trying to get lucky. But the Panthers, they are going out and grabbing the elite talent directly from the top shelf. It is a bold, aggressive, and frankly, a necessary strategy for a team that wants to make a deep playoff run. The intensity in the building must be off the charts right now. Everyone knows that with a contract of this size, the window to win is now. There is no waiting for next year. There is no building for the future. The future is this season. The future is right now. You have the edge, you have the middle, you have the financial commitment to excellence. The stage is set for a massive turnaround that will have everyone talking about us as legitimate contenders. But now that the money is spent and the ink is dry, the real work begins on the practice field, where the chemistry of this unit will be tested.
This is a defining moment for the Carolina Panthers. With Jalen Phillips leading the charge and a revamped defensive identity, we are looking at a team that refuses to be ignored. The stakes have never been higher, and the expectations have never been more clear. We have invested, we have maneuvered, and now we wait to see these pieces collide on the gridiron. Does this move make us a legitimate Super Bowl contender in your eyes, or do you have reservations about the price tag? Drop a comment below and let me hear your honest take. We are building something special here, and I want to know where you stand. Stay tuned, because the season is just getting started, and you know I will be right here with the latest.